Hello, everyone. This is Tom, your host for the Hidden News Channel. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope you're doing well. Well, this Friday night is going to be free for all. I haven't done a live stream since last Friday, which is very uncommon for me. But I want to take some time off, enjoy some time, and get some stuff taken care of that I need to take care of. And sometimes you just don't have time to do all that. I was pretty tired when I got home at night, and doing live stream just wasn't going to happen. So tonight we're going to have a free for all because there's definitely a lot that's happened in the last week. So there'll be a lot to discuss. Can't wait. So if you have a comment, bring it on. We'll discuss it. Even if I don't agree with it, like I say, this is a channel where you can't start a debate or have a discussion if it's hard to have a debate when you both agree on something. So and that's what we need to start having is good, honest debates in this country to solve our problems. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's happened this week. So everything from Three Eye Atlas coming back to where you can be seen, and oh my God, stuff that's going on about that. I mean, that's just another thing we need to worry about, right? Have to worry about aliens. So if you want to discuss Three Eye Atlas or anything else that's going on in the cosmos, that's fine. Or whatever, it's free for all. Because there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the world too, and especially this country. This country is falling to pieces at the seams. So, that's always an interesting subject. What's our biggest threat in this country? Well, that the American citizens are facing. Hey, hi, Mr. Copycat. Like the name. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, we're Friday free for all. So if you want to discuss something, ask me a question, bring it on up. What's been going on in the last week? Haven't done a live stream in the last week, so there's a few things I want to bring up first. Okay, and let's discuss this this government shutdown garbage. Okay, I'm a proponent of people that are abusing the food stamp system to be kicked off, not a problem. But still, they need jobs to go to. Okay, and that's the problem in this country. It's hard for people who, your common labor, your waitress, that type of jobs are being all taken over by illegals. So all these people that are getting kicked off, well, it's good, but they need jobs to go to too. And another thing about food in this country, I live in an area that produces a lot of food, both with animals and crops. And to have to see starvation in this country pisses me off. To see food prices, there's no reason in this country that a single mother who's working 2 jobs should have to even have EBT. We got a glutton of food in this country. Let me tell you something, everybody. As much food as this country produces, we could feed this country for 4 years out of 1 year's production if we didn't get rid of none of it. So you tell me, with our supply that high and demand basically grows as population grows, how the hell is the price of food the way it is now? This is insanity. And then Trump, oh, everything's fine, the economy's great, people are really feeling is he like not in reality? I realize these rich people, never put gas in their car. They don't know the price of it. They never shop for their own food. They don't know what a gallon of milk is and stuff like that. See, this is another thing. We have billionaires that make rules and are affecting the lives of us common people, right? They have no clue what it's like to struggle like us. Okay, they're struggling as, I don't know what it would be. But they can't buy their $1 trillion yacht, whatever. But this food stuff I have been in Africa. I've seen the starving children with my eyes. And we ain't that bad yet, or not that I've seen. But we're going to get that way, surrounded by a sea of food, and we're still going to have starving people in this country. Is the earth flat? No, it's not. That's a good question. What happened to the World Trade Center Building 7? Seems like a demolition. Well, of course. But hey, it just naturally that happened, right? Don't look at the facts. I know all this stuff. You know, what our government tries to get us to swallow these days, you know, it doesn't matter. Our government can say or do whatever it wants. Our government put us $38 trillion in debt, and they're so sly about it that the American public never stood up once to stop it. You know, the World Trade Center, what happened to Building 7? Did they know it was going to happen? I think they knew it was going to happen. They just didn't try to stop it. Just like Roosevelt knew the Japanese was going to bomb Pearl Harbor. But he didn't stop it because they needed us in the war. And we all know what we got after 9/11, didn't we? The Patriot Act. I mean, try to remember the world on September 10th, 2001, what it was like. You can't even remember it because it was so different than what it is now. Our politicians these days could have never, ever, ever said the garbage they say these days on TV to the American people without 9/11 having to happen. Our politicians still basically had to behave themselves. I mean, God, oh my God, Slick Willie got a BJ in the Oval Office, and he almost got impeached for that. And what we got going on now, not to say, you know, that should be done in the Oval Office, but then again, it shouldn't be all over the damn newspapers either. I mean, Kennedy had a room off to the side just so he could have afternoon delights whenever he ever wanted to. Hey, I don't see any of my moderators in here. So I got to get rid of somebody here. There. You're gone. I don't put up with retards on this channel. It's time to have a serious discussion about what's going on, okay? You know, our country is falling apart all around us. Gold is $4,000 an ounce, hanging around $4,000 an ounce. People can't afford to live anymore in this country. You got people that are working jobs that are living in their cars because they can't afford housing, because it's all going to illegals. And you still have morons on social media that want to sit there and act like children. I mean, are they all trust fund babies where they think it's great? You know, you can have a trust fund all day long. But when money's worthless, it just, these people are just, you know, they're sitting in a chair on a cliff with the rope, and I'm in the safe fund. These people are falling off. Boom, boom, boom. Well, he's cutting his rope. These people are retarded. They cut their own throat. These people can't think past their own feelings and stuff. We're being flooded with Muslims here in Scotland. Oh, you're from Scotland, Mr. Copycat? I tell you what, that 14-year-old girl, hell yeah. I mean, is that what it's going to, I tell you what, when this all kicks off, this is one thing. Whatever country this kicks off in, whether it's France, Germany, England, America, Canada, whatever Western country this all kicks off in, it's going to spread like wildfire through the other countries. Okay, this ain't going to be, if it starts in one country, it's not going to blossom. I tell you what, we're dealing with the same shit in this country. You know, it's like for me, an American who doesn't have a problem picking tomatoes. Okay, I work in agriculture, cows and in crop, corn and work in fields. You know what it's like for a white American to get a job in agriculture now? With over 50 million H-1B visa foreign workers in this country? So I had to go back to cutting trees. Started my business again. Yeah. This is all going to kick off and get crazy. Crazy time, people. You know, America has no idea what a third world country is. How a third world country lives. You're either rich or you're poor. There's no middle class. And among the infrastructure is going to get, it's just going to get really bad. Like I say, I've seen it with my own eyes. And Americans are not even close to ready for something like that. Okay? Not even close. In Africa, where you're either rich or you're poor, and you go to a little dirt floored hut restaurant, and the waiters working barefoot and that type of stuff. I did get sick in Africa. You know, I was a different environment, you might say. But we're not ready for something like that. I mean, Americans, these people don't have social services. I mean, we're not even going to have jobs. It's all going to turn bad, people. Okay, that's just one thing, all right? And, you know, eventually, if the government shutdown keeps going like it is, it's going to cause chaos in the streets. Far worse than the ICE protest. I mean, when people actually start starving. The thing about having no EBT now, we're starting to see what the soup kitchen lines would look like in the 1930s, right? Everybody's starting to understand what that's all going to look like. Government entitlements just hide the poverty in this country. That's all it does. But we're going to see, you know, my brother confirmed this to me. He lives by Lincoln, Nebraska. Went to a Walmart Lincoln, right? Said it was empty. Empty. He said maybe 30 cars in the parking lot in Lincoln, Nebraska, where it's always full, right? Now you tell me, if there's only 42 million Americans on food stamps, that would mean 310 million Americans feed themselves. And the grocery stores are that empty? It's like maybe only 42 million Americans actually feed themselves. And the rest of them are on food stamps. That's what I get from the data. But so he confirmed me the videos I was seeing. All these freebies. You know, government entitlements too takes away your incentive to sit there and succeed. And if you have no incentive to succeed, you're wasting your freedom away by not spreading your wings and soaring. You make raw soup twice a week? Stone Soup. The story is Stone Soup. With the British soldier. But that's, you know, that, yeah. But what's the moral of that story, Stone Soup? Where the British soldier comes into the village of Americans or patriots, and nobody will give him no food. So he sits there and puts some water, boils some water, puts some stones in. And then eventually people started coming out and putting stuff in the soup, and they all feasted together. Yeah, those days will never happen. Anyway, but, you know, like I say, I have a problem with the food prices in this country, considering that I live in an area where we produce a lot of food. A lot of food, people. And then get this too. All the corn that is turned into ethanol for our gas tanks. Who the hell uses their food to put in their gas tanks? And it's amazing. All these ethanol plants have to be subsidized all the time. If they don't get subsidized, they go out of business. Well, that must mean like another government program, it doesn't work unless the government keeps throwing money at it. But why are we burning our food supply? And then all the why is the beef numbers down? All the animals that pasture out in pastures and stuff. Why? Because we need solar farms and we need windmills and stuff. That's one thing about Nebraska. No wind turbines. They're trying to get them into this state. No, they don't want them. I mean, you go to Colorado, they're everywhere. Where I'm from, I live close to the Colorado border. You see the red lights of the windmills blinking everywhere. And all that ground is stuff that cows aren't on. What would you rather do? Sustain your lifestyle or sustain your life? That's just how I see it. I mean, I don't understand it. You need videos to prove about it. You need videos to prove about it. What videos about what? Mr. Copycat. We do the biofuel stuff here too. It's ridiculous. Yeah, we burn our food and put it in our gas tanks. And we have hungry people. Like I say, there's absolutely no reason. I don't believe the government should feed people. Okay? I know there's circumstances for everything. I do believe that school lunches, public school lunches, should be free for all children. I know the government's got money for that. That's another thing. We're going to get into that. $120 billion that the government just gave the banks so they can stay solvent and in business the last few days. Like I say, you better prepare for a third world country because that's where our politicians want to put us. But I do believe all public school lunches should be free. Between the billions of dollars that we have spent on war and bailing out rich people, hey, let's feed the kids in public school. I don't like the breakfast in public schools because that takes away the responsibility of the parents. The parents need to get up and feed their kids before they go to school a good, healthy breakfast because it helps them learn, gives them the energy. But lunch should be free. Free. But that'll never happen. Why? Why? Because we got to give $120 billion to the bank and over the last couple of days, or they're not going to stay in business. G99, hey, how you doing? Mr. Copycat. Mr. Copycat is from Scotland. I tell you what, you people got some serious problems over there. Yeah. Hey, are you starting to know what the American colonists felt like? I guess they didn't have to do. I mean, it's nuts. What I see going on in England, like I say, praise that 14-year-old girl. Damn. Okay. And this is the thing. I always say, if she pulled it, was carrying the knife and a hatchet, and pulled it, it's because her and her sister had been followed before and they felt danger and she didn't want to feel that danger again. Like I say, are we going to have a Joan of Arc for everybody to look up to? I loved all the credit that girl got. Then I don't know, I guess I never found out what happened with that story. If they eventually, I know they were charging her with something. It's ridiculous. Okay, the people in charge of our countries aren't normal. They don't think normal. Their common sense is out the window. I mean, we get to hear how great the United States and how great our economy is, and we got troops in the street, and we got people starving. And he just kicked all the homeless and cleaned up D.C. with his Praetorian Guard so he could have his Rome and not have to look at the poverty of the country. Like I say, I'm not for government assistance, but I'm not for starving people either. And if you're going to take them off, see, they should have been taken off social services a long time ago in a manner where they got a job as they got off. And then little by little, they get a paycheck and they're still getting a little bit of help, and eventually they're off. But, kids are, and then these people need to learn how to cook, all right? When I was raising my children, I cooked every meal for them. Every meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Every meal. It was a meal. Meat, potatoes, and vegetable. That's the way I grew up. Okay? J99, thank you very much. God, this is what I'm saying. I mean, how can you even answer stupid questions like that? Am I gay? Am I gay? You mean we're having the discussion? Of course not. I don't tell people how to live their lives. We had a lot of gay people, I'm sure, when I was growing up. I'm sure we had gay people around and guys that want to be in dresses and guys that want to be women. But you know what? Our culture back then, it was unacceptable behavior. And they kept it in the closet. If the first thing you got to do is when you meet somebody is tell them what you do in your bedroom, I don't want to hear it. And we're probably not going to get the hell along. Whether you're a heterosexual or homosexual or a bisexual or what the hell ever. I really don't care to hear it. It's not a discussion you should have with somebody, especially your first time. But anyway, this is what you deal with these days. Use is $3 trillion in debt, boys. This is the one thing I want to tell everybody about our debt. Okay, in Doge, in the Constitution, it says that every once in a while, I don't like the way it says that, or refers to that the government has to release to the taxpayers on how all the taxes are spent. Has to. So all the information that Doge had privy to, no, according to the Constitution, that's the information that every American taxpayer, citizen is supposed to have at their disposal. The government's supposed to give it to me, to you. Now, if they did that, do you think our country, do you think if they would have did that years ago, do you think our country would be $38 trillion in debt? But now, if they did it now, you want to file the crime, you just file the money. You know how many crimes can be exposed? $38 trillion in debt. Just imagine if they had that. Release that information that Doge got. And we're supposed to have that on how taxes are spent. The citizens are supposed to know. They don't follow that, right? Like I said, I got to look that up when the last time that happened. But I would assume that would have been during Teddy Roosevelt's time as president back in the early 1900s, 1906, because that was before the Federal Reserve. Because if they were to release that, then they have to audit the Federal Reserve. And see, this is stuff, even though the Constitution says it, they're not going to let us have it. I love to see a reporter ask a question on that. Hey, American citizens are supposed to have, according to the Constitution, all access, just like Doge did, to the government's finances. If the government wrote a check to somebody for it or sent the money to pay a bill for it, the American people have the right to know about it. Hey, J99, you busy tonight? I tell you what, there's people that want to destroy this world. And the thing is, you know as well as I do, J99, the ones that are doing that would like to create chaos and discontent, those are the wussies that, as a male, your daughter would sit there and not even look at twice. These are the people that are going to be victims of their own actions, and they don't even see it. But whatever. Like I say, I do believe YouTube probably pays a lot of these trolls. Why you would do stuff to destroy your business? I don't know. That's why I don't think it's about money. I don't think social media is about. They're all owned by rich guys. That this is like their hobby. YouTube is fucking Jeff Bezos' hobby. I mean, X is Elon Musk's hobby. It's not their money-making deal. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's about money. I think it's actually about control, because they don't care if they make a profit in it or not. I mean, for Jeff Bezos to take over YouTube the way it was, I mean, I was first introduced to YouTube back in 2013. The fall of 2013, my daughters first introduced it to me. Back when there was no commercials. Back before all that copyright shit, where you could watch anything, a movie, it didn't matter. And where channels grew, there was no censorship. And it was a successful business still. And then they got into this censorship and running your business by your political beliefs. And, everything got, are you a retarded thinker or are you a normal thinker? Like I say, on YouTube, a lot of creators that had businesses on their channel lost their livelihood. Okay? The gap between the working class and the rich is too steep. Yeah. The thing is, that's where you start going to a third world country. Like I say, in a third world country, if you've ever experienced one, you're either rich or you're fucking poor. Dirt poor. You see how we're headed that way? And then we ain't gonna have no social services program, so that'll take care of a lot of illegal immigration in this country. Anyway, it's just another problem. Hey, if you like the content of the channel, please hit the thumbs up, to subscribe, and the bell notification. The channel actually did pretty good today. I'm gonna have well over 10,000 views today, which hasn't happened in a long time. Heck, if this would stay up, I could be monetized in a week. Don't worry, they'll chop me down. Especially, I tell you what, there's a video I want to make, but I don't know how to make it, because it's a video about an international conspiracy that somebody used to believe in that seems to be happening now. And I want to make a video about it, but I don't know how to do it without. I mean, I don't want the damn video to blow up, to go crazy either, but it just, somebody at one time believed there was an international conspiracy of a group of people, and he did bad things to that group of people and stuff. And the more I study history, actual history, I'm kind of pissed off at all the history that was left out of our teachings when I was growing up. But anyway, and then what's going on in today's world to prove that person may have been right or may have, anyway, I know I'm being all vague about it, but I don't want to say the words, because that video is it could give my channel the first strike. Because we all know what country you're not allowed to boycott, say bad things about, okay? And I want to make a video about it. I don't want to do a live stream about it, because I want to do a video so they can watch from the beginning, because it's going to have to progress. And I'm sure I'll get a lot of hateful comments about it. But, it's stuff that has to be said. Okay, that's one thing, I can sit there and get on this channel and say everything I agree with, and stuff that makes me comfortable to say, and, it doesn't get me tongue twisted and stuff. And but I'm going to touch a subject that no YouTube creator or social media creator is going to touch. And I got to figure out a way to do it. So with being tasteful but truthful, and it's a debate. It's going to be a video where I'm laying out the evidence and just asking the question. Was this person, did he have a point to say that? Did this actually exist? And is it existing now? Okay. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that. Hey, Jeff is here. Good kick, J9. Good to see everyone. I tell you what, I haven't been live in a week. I tell you what, last weekend I was working with the cows. I'm sure you saw the videos, the shorts. And then I want to take a week off of live streams. I've been working, and this is the thing about me too, okay? My body's kind of reacts to nature in a way. And in the wintertime, especially when the time change and it's dark at 5 o'clock, okay, my body's shutting down by 7. But then again, I'm up at 3:30 in the morning. I go to my night hours, my winter hours. And that's just the way my body is. So that's another reason I got to find a good time to adjust my live streams to where, because, you know, especially when I work hard and stuff, I get tired. And that sun goes down and my eyelids sit in my chair and it just wants to put me to sleep. So that's from getting old too, right? Anyway, but I'm back. And like I say, channel done great today. Heck, the last 2 days I haven't put crap out for content, and my channel's been growing and stuff and getting views and subscribers and stuff, because, you know, that's the thing too. Taking time off when YouTube just shadow bans the shit out of you and you put all that time and effort, and you just got to sit there and walk away and go. And there's a lot of stuff that happened this week. But you know what? I just had to walk away and enjoy life, go ride. Ain't too many nice days left to sit out there and go ride in this nice weather. When I can't wear my cowboy hat because it's too cold and I got to wear a stocking cap and stuff like that, you know. Oh, you're hiding somebody else, J99. Mr. Copycat, I'm glad to come across your channel, brother. Hey, I'm glad this is international. I like it. Got people from Scotland. Just stay safe there. And if you got daughters, woo, you got a wife and family, and you guys can't even, this is the thing. In this country, okay, you live in danger, but you're not even allowed to carry a fucking knife. And we live in danger in this country, and they want us to give up our guns. Are you nuts? Where the law-abiding, good-natured person is not allowed to defend themselves? You know, what you guys started it in Europe before we started letting all the illegals in this country. You guys started in Europe. Germany, France, and England. Terrible. I don't know. You know, what's all King Charles doing? Helping out? Anyway, just everybody needs to protect themselves. We got evil running amok in the streets of Bethlehem. It's going to affect everybody that is pure or good, because that's what evil wants to do, is destroy good. And that's what they're using. Anyway, I know it's beyond real. It's not like we don't have teenage girls dying in this country from being attacked by illegals and stuff. What happened to the proud British Empire? Did America take its balls away from it? I don't mean to say it that way, but, you know, like I say, when this all kicks off, whatever country it kicks off in, it's going to be a domino effect. And I guess all these elites and politicians are going to run to New Zealand, right? It doesn't matter. No matter where they run, when the people take over, there's going to be no place in this world they can hide. No place. I mean, I'm so tired of seeing people, my kids, having to work harder than I did, bringing more money, and struggle more than I did, or their mom and I did. How the hell is that progress? You know, we lived in a country where every generation lived a better, more convenient life, easier, but it made us soft. Those days are over. You know, just like these companies. Back in when it was American made, it lasted forever. You only had to buy it once. Now it's Chinese made. Buy it 4 or 5 times a year. People don't save money anymore because they keep spending money on stuff they only bought once before. I mean, back in the day, you know, you bought one car, you had the same TV for 20 years, you had the same car for 20 years, you didn't have payments on shit. Banks didn't have the control they had because people didn't, the average person didn't borrow money like they do now. Nowadays, I tell you, all this predatory lending that these banks and financial institutions have, get you to try to sign your name for this, that, and the other thing. Our daughter may not get paid due to the shutdown. You know, that was one thing when I was in the service. No matter where we were at on the globe, we had direct deposit. We had to get direct deposit, being in a deploying unit. But we were able to, like when we pull into port, we were able to write a check on ship and get foreign money for, you know what I'm saying. But we got told we got thanked twice a month when we got paid. This is fucking bullshit. Those politicians are still getting paid. And let's not, I don't believe your daughter's married, is she, J99? Probably lives in the barracks, right? It's not going to affect her. It's going to affect her. But she's still going to have a chow hall to go to. She's still going to have a barracks to sleep in and stuff. You got guys that live out in town and stuff. It's just, you know, whatever. We'll see. We see who the shutdowns really hurt. Okay? They want to sit there, and the Republicans want to sit there and screw the freeloaders on EBT. How about just start up the EBT program again and then scrutinize the shit? Everybody gets reevaluated. And then you work them into a job program. Sit them down. These welfare workers got to sit these women down and say, no, you have to go to work. You have to go to work. Like I say, in California, just put them busy picking up all the trash alongside the road. Clean that goddamn state up. Clean it up. There's jobs they can be doing. They got to be taught. Nothing's for free in this world, which all of us working people are taught. But the thing is, they need a job. And between AI, legal foreign workers, and illegal foreign workers, you know, something constructive. You know, a lot of community service jobs aren't constructive. Something constructive. And why do I say constructive? Because these people need to realize, you'd agree with this, J99 and Jeff, that somebody needs to be productive. If they sit there and go to a job that's non-essential, basically, they're not getting the right attitude about it. They get productive. They start feeling good about themselves at the end of the day, after they get over them feeling sorry for themselves. and they start looking forward to accomplishing more the next day. They start getting a work ethic. The best way to help these people out is get them in a position where they can spread their wings and soar and not to be dependent on everybody. That's one of the biggest downfalls of this country. Too many people are dependent on other people. That's not what this country was created on, folks. No. Our government sat there and said, hey, we're going to protect your freedom, liberty, and your pursuit of happiness. You go out there and make the best of it. If you fail it, that's on you, not on us. If you make it, that's on you and not us. But of course, a lot of those days are over. The entrepreneur of the past, everything's controlled from the top. But those days will come back. I can't wait. 40 minutes into it already. Hey, if you like the content, please hit the thumbs up, the subscribe, and the bell notification. Help channel grow. Get the word out. Place to come and discuss. I'll be doing more live streams this week. I don't know if I'm going to do one, sometime this weekend. But anyway, appreciate y'all being here. Well, let's discuss another subject. Let's get off politics and war and what the government's trying to screw us over. Well, in that way. Okay. Let's talk about 3i Atlas. The comet / maybe alien technology / we don't know what the hell it is. Rock in space that just won't go away. Now it's picking up acceleration and not due to gravity, and it's turned blue brighter than the sun. I don't quite understand how the surface of a meteorite. Anyway, it's getting crazy. I mean, that thing comes where the course correction, where they figure out the course correction. It don't have to sit there and go but maybe 10, 15 degrees from what it is now to intercept Earth. Anyway, crazy time, people. Crazy time. Are we going to be dealing with little green people too? Are we going to find out what? Are we going to finally realize that the problems that we have with each other on this planet ain't going to be nothing compared to the problems that we're going to have with people that aren't from this planet or beings that aren't from this planet? Anyway, this 3i Atlas thing just won't go away. And the thing is, it's not the tinfoil hat people saying this, okay? I mean, technically, I would say that most of the tinfoil hat people are saying, they're the ones that are the disclaimers on this. But when you got Avi Loeb and that Japanese Machichu, the one Japanese guy and stuff, and these head astronomers and physicists, and they can't come up with the answers, people. See, these people are so smart that they always want to find the answer. And basically, they don't like the feeling of being bewildered. Okay? And when they start grasping at the alien technology, what it possibly could be. Okay, I just don't believe aliens would come down here right now, because why would they corrupt our culture with their culture with our retarded culture, and unless they're coming over to take the planet out. I don't know. But it's just strange. It shows us that we don't know everything. And that's what the one thing human beings think. We know everything now. We're never going to get any smarter when it comes to space and how things work out there. Our physics today is going to be ancient physics 200 years from now. Just, the way it was 2,000 years ago. I mean, it's gonna change. Our understanding of everything is going to change. Now, when they sit there and figure out the physics of the universe more? Is it going to be used to help us or to destroy us? Probably both, right? But to control us either way. So this 3-eye atlas thing, I don't know. I don't know. I can't wait till, another month from now. Anyway, but yeah, it could be interesting. One day human beings are going to deal with first contact. One day that's going to happen. Is it going to happen in our lifetimes? I don't believe until the human race matures a little bit. And right now, the human race's maturity level is going backwards instead of forwards. We're not progressing, we're regressing into, well, I don't know what we're regressing into, but it just, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. Will it go away? And then the probes that are being seen. Remember the probes that we're seeing over in Europe and stuff, in Copenhagen, the airport, where they were saying they're Russian, and if they did it again, they were going to shoot them down? What do you mean if they do it again? You mean Russian drones were shutting down the Copenhagen airport, and you did nothing about it? See, I don't believe those were drones from Russia, to be honest with you. Are we going to deal with drone sightings in this country like we did last, what was it, end of November, December, and January? I don't know. We never did get the answer on that either, did we, Trump? All we got told it was some secret operation with the FAA. Okay. FAA sits there and flies stuff dangerously close to airports, so they have to shut down. And Wright Patterson Air Force Base, right? The FAA does that just as what? To see what's going on, to test their security. But then again, we don't ask questions, do we? So, oh yeah, the comet without a tail. Yeah, I mean, and then it had a tail, and then when it went around, suddenly lost its tail, when the tail should have been the biggest, especially with the non-gravitational acceleration, which Avi Lowe says should have lost at least 10% of its mass to create that. I mean, you're talking something that's 33 billion tons, he estimated. Yeah, it would take a little bit of thrust to get that to even move a millimeter, let alone kilometers. But see, I don't understand what the big deal is. Say, yeah, there's life on other planets, there's life in the universe. We don't know where it's at. It hasn't contacted us to, maybe be straight about Area 51 or Roswell back in 47. And it's a problem that the human race is going to have to face one day. Like I say, eventually human beings will deal with first contact. Is it going to be in December of this year? I don't know. But I know it will be one day. And I hope, like I say, they ain't going to do it now. We got EBT to worry about. Okay? These aliens are watching our transmission. The last thing they're going to do is come down here. Because they'd be like, those beings have lost their freaking minds. They maybe quarantine our planet. That's probably what they do. Do not approach under any circumstances. My copy, end times are close. And who's bringing it on? We're bringing it on ourselves. Technology, I tell you what, when AI takes over, didn't they sit there and do something with digital currency too in England? Isn't it mandatory now? I mean, digital ID. And it's just going to be bad, folks. It's going to be bad. If something doesn't happen to stop all this, if people, us evil white people don't start standing up for ourselves, the whole world's going to go down. All right? It's going to go down. And they're just going to be laughing as it does. I just don't understand how these elites think they're going to be living after they destroy the world. I don't know a mindset. But then again, these are the same people like Hitler that think that they thought they could rule the world and didn't understand why it didn't work out for them. You know, like the short I made. The ember of freedom will always be more powerful than the fire that forges the sword of control. Flat out, all the time. Men will always strive to be free. The strong of us, the ones of us that, you know, the stronger of us will always achieve to be free, because we don't want to be held down by the collective group that needs 4 of them to do what you could do by yourself. Okay, but anyway. Bad times ahead, people. Well, I tell you what, I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate you, Mr. Copycat. Thanks for coming from Scotland. Don't you have Rosie O'Donnell over there now? Or did she go to Ireland? I thought she went to Scotland. I tell you what, chase her into the sea. Get him into the sea. Shots fired by J99. Yeah, I tell you what, I appreciate everybody being here. Like I say, this live stream didn't take off like I thought it would, but my channel has been doing good today. So we'll see if it keeps up. Like I say, Copycat, I tell you what, go through my content. Hey, I tell you what, if you go back like 3 months through my content, through my shorts, I said I made some videos about support for I said English people, but that would include you too, about pork products. I tell you what, I'm going to sit there and crack jokes at these stupid sons of bitches all day long. Okay? Back in the day when I was going to school, how you got kids from stop them from doing stupid shit, and they weren't normal as you teased them. I saw a YouTube video once where some guy goes, "Can we just please bring back teasing? That would help a lot of our problems." Anyway, yeah, I got about over 1,000 shorts. So, like I say, about 3 months ago, if you've ever seen the movie Grumpy Old Men, if you go through my shorts and you see where Burgess Meredith, the one who played the grandpa, you flip through and that's the thumbnail they got. Go to that one, but it's not there, because you know what? I'm going to support anybody from any country like me who works his ass off all day and does nothing but gets fucked over by their government and sat there and told you need to sit there and tolerate this stuff that okay. Everybody in the world that's getting screwed over by these people, we're all brothers and sisters in arms, okay? All brothers and sisters in arms. Because it's happening everywhere, and they're not going to stop, okay? And then these politicians, I mean, Piers Storm or whatever, that piece of shit, that prime minister in England, Storms, what's his name? Well, anyway, these are the people, okay, these beta males and these extremely sick females that think they're going to tell us how to live. Tell us how we have to accept this bullshit coming into our lives, and we're not even allowed to complain about it, let alone do anything about it or defend yourself against it. I'm telling you, I'm not going to let a politician, beta male, piece of garbage. You know, I was in the Marine Corps. I follow men I respect. Okay? I followed orders, but I followed men I respect. And since this will be a different situation, but yeah, we're all brothers and sisters in arms. And like I say, that 14-year-old girl there over there said it all. No, we're not going to take your shit. I wonder what would have happened if that guy would have charged her. What I mean by ran at her. She looked like she would have done something about it. And we all need to start getting that attitude. She had had enough. She had had enough where she was breaking the law by carrying a knife and a hatchet. That's how we all need to start acting. We've had enough. Okay? Just a few of them, people. And there's billions of us. And just a few 100,000 of them. Why are we allowing this to happen? Why? I don't understand. I'll never understand. Anyway. They're all cowards. I mean, who does a politician hide behind? He sits there and talks like when Trump's talking big to Putin or Xi Jinping. Who's his big stick? Like Teddy Roosevelt, speak softly and carry a big stick. Well, these son of bitches are spouting their mouth off like Lindsey Graham. And who do they hide behind? People like me who I was in the service. The strong, young guy who's willing to do. I tell you what, there's definitely things that they got to get these when you're younger to do this stuff. Because I think of the stuff I did now that when I was older. And, I wouldn't have been so gung-ho about it. Anyway, the dugout is sounding good right about now. Yeah, I tell you what, like I say, hey, be me with my dugout instead of my log cabin. Like I say, I'm not going to spend 6 months on the log cabin when I can sit there, or maybe 5 months, whatever. Plus, you got to sit there and cut the wood down the year before and let it season and peel the logs and stuff. Whew, a log cabin is a lot of work, even if you have power tools. But a dugout within 5-6 months, I could have me one hell of a hobbit house under the ground. Climate controlled. I just get the urge to want to do it. I'm going to do it one day, but when all this control, when we go to a digital ID, I'm gone. When they try to take us to digital currency, I'm gone. If I got this is wacky. If I have to become dependent on the government in any shape, forced to become dependent on the government in any shape, way, or form, that's when I'm out there. I will not do it. Like that one, the G99, that short I did today. The people who won't give up their freedom, ensure the freedom are the ones that ensure the freedom of everyone else. That's the truth. Remember, only 20% of the colonies supported the revolution, but 100% of the citizens got to benefit from it. So I seen a good meme earlier. The angriest people on TV names are Whoopi, Joy, and Son. I thought the View was getting. I thought that was getting canceled. The thing about Whoopi Goldberg. I wish these actors and actresses would not get into politics and not tell people what their political beliefs are. Because I have liked Whoopi Goldberg ever since Jumping Jack Flash. Remember that back in the early 80s, I think it was? Jumping Jack Flash? Ghost? And then you got to hear her talk on The View, and it's like, it just pisses you off. Just like Arnold Schwarzenegger. talking about your rights don't matter and stuff. You know, and he came here to this country and became very successful, and then basically tells us that we don't have the same opportunity he does, even if we're an American citizen. I can't watch an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie now. Okay? And I like Total Recall. I like the Terminator series. Well, the first three. Or then you got Harrison Ford running his jibs now. Boy, is that the way Han Solo would have believed? I mean, whatever. I guess they're good actors and actresses because they can definitely play somebody that they're not. So I don't like any of those. Okay. Anyway, I've been going on for an hour here. I appreciate everybody being here. Hey, if you like the content, please hit the thumbs up, the subscribe, and the bell notification. I appreciate it. And I'll keep putting out that good content. You know, winter's coming up. Can't wait for the first snowfall. I think if the first snowfall, I guess can't do it outside. My phone will get wet, but I can't wait for the first snowfall. I always like the first snowfall. I go out there and just enjoy it. Change of the seasons always feel good. Where do you live? I live in the Panhandle in Nebraska. So, you know, out here and leave it to Beaverland, where you still don't have to take your keys out of your vehicle, don't have to lock your doors, can leave your windows open up at night. Yeah, I still live in what America used to be. And when it comes out here too, that's when I go there, okay? When I got to start locking my house or take the keys out of my vehicle, that's when I go out there. If I can't trust my neighbors, I'm not going to have neighbors. Anyway, that's all I got for tonight. Like I say, I appreciate everybody being here, and I'll have more live streams, okay? But everybody enjoy, and you, Mr. Copycat, go check out all my content. You'll like it. Anyway, I appreciate everybody being here, and like I say, I'll throw out a live stream sometime this weekend. Anyway, this is Tom with Hidden Truths. I'm out of here.